How to park on scene. Easiest ones, EMS calls, right? Where are we parking? If I'm going to EMS call, I'm going to park right in front of the house, man. It's not a big deal unless it is unsafe. And then that turns into a police call. Police calls I should be staging. Now, staging, when we talk about staging locations, a good rule of thumb is no closer than 2 blocks away. We want to be in an area where the caller can't see us. There's nothing worse than where you're staging and there's the caller and they're staring at you and they're like waving at you to come in. Please help, please help. Oh, that's the last thing we want. So we want to be away from where the caller is going to be able to see us, and we wait for instructions from PD, basically. Now, with regards to a fire call, this means that the call is being handled by the fire department and they're calling for EMS transport or EMS backup. Whenever it is a fire related call and you're an EMS crew, please do not park in front of the house of the address in which you're headed to. That is not your job. Again, we will stage nearby and we ask for instructions. So all we're going to do is say rescue 1 or arrival, awaiting on instructions. And they'll tell you where to go. So they might say, hey, we pulled somebody out in front of this address, go over there. Or they'll ask you to remain staging until the event's over or something of that sort. Do not go and park in front of a house that's on fire as an EMS crew. You're going to get yelled at, I promise, which would actually be pretty entertaining. All right, everyone's favorite question. How do we park on a highway or on a large incident? But we have this little incident here going on and we have one-way traffic. Thank God it's only blocking 1 lane. Now, my job as a EMS provider is I should always be parked in front of the accident. So if you look on this little diagram, you see an accident that's in between the ambulance and the fire truck that's on scene, the suppression unit. Now take a look at how that suppression unit is facing. It's facing towards the other lane, right? So it made us a little bit of room to work in, right? EMS can work on those 2 cars that got into the car accident, and God forbid that somebody hits that engine behind us. If that engine starts to roll, it's going to roll away from our incident. It's not going to be pushed into the incident where we're working. That's how it should be. If God forbid something bad happened and they needed to leave immediately, they could just press the gas and then they're going into the next lane. They're not going to be going down into a ditch or something like that. So always remember, if you're a blocking unit, you're going to be facing like that engine is. And don't think that you won't be a blocking unit as an EMS truck either. Let's say that you're the only one responding or you're the first arrival of a car accident. You are now playing the role of that fire engine that you see in that photo. So as an EMS truck, you will be parking the exact same way, right behind the accident, and you're going to be facing towards the other route or way to get out of the call and back onto the road. Okay, so don't forget that. You might see test questions like this. If you are the first arriving EMS unit, you will always park behind the accident. If you are not the first responding truck to the call and you're not the only one that's going to it and you're the EMS truck, you're going to be parking in front of the accident. Let's talk a little bit about MVAs. And this is actually an interesting one because not only does this